I'm with Elias D'eis from the Beit Sahour municipality, and Beit Sahour has just been recognised as Global Craft City 2020. How important is this for the city of Beit Sahour?
Yeah, so this actually is very important for the city of Beit Sahour, since it's first the largest Christian town in the Holy Land, and most of its citizens, they work in olive wood carving, and this is one of our Christian identity, and also it's our part of our cultural identity here in the town, that around 30% of the citizens, they work in carving olive wood. And now this will attract more tourists, and also we can empower this sector by giving more like facilities and what they need in a way to improve and keep this handicraft as part of our cultural identity.
How many cities were looking for this title?
So the World Craft Council, actually, each year they nominated several cities from the world. And there's, I believe there was like around 5 or 6 cities that they've been picked as a craft city. So each year they choose one city, but they choose one city from each country. So they don't choose like 2 cities in the same country. So Beit Sahour was nominated for Palestine in 2020.
So this is quite a big honour for Palestine and for Beit Sahour as well.
Exactly, yeah. So it's actually first for Palestine and second for Beit Sahour. This is the second Palestinian city after Hebron in 2016. Hebron was nominated as a craft city as well in glass and ceramic craft, and now Beit Sahour is in the olive wood. And we hope more cities will be nominated in the future, like Palestinian cities.
This was recognised for olive wood. Are there a lot of people working in the olive wood industry? And what sort of things do they make in olive wood?
So they make like mainly religious items and make like some souvenirs for tourists, like all these olive wood product that they make to sell, like they sell it for the tourists who are actually visiting Bethlehem as a souvenirs. And mainly it's a religious items that comes like from the Bible and like religious figures as kind of a souvenir. So yeah, part of these products is like a nativity scene or nativity set, like the Good Shepherd, the Holy Family, Virgin Mary's statue, or Jesus, crosses, Christmas ornament as well. So many products that actually the tourists, they like to buy as a souvenir from Bethlehem when they visit the Holy Land. And also sometimes they make some kitchen tools and that they can use in the house.
What do you hope will come from having this title?
So this title actually will give us an opportunity to request a lot of things from the government first, and from local and government, and from the World City Council. So we have a committee that was established when we were working on this file or project, like the civil society, who's actually working indirectly with the craft people. And we came out with a list of needs. That one of the needs, for example, we want to have not an industrial, but we want to have a craft zone in the city where we can move all these craft shops from their homes, from the city center, out to a zone where they can be all together, so we can reduce the pollution in the city and the noise, because most of these shops are located in the homes, the family homes. The second, we want to have like a permanent gallery or a museum where tourists, they can come and visit during their pilgrimage here to get to know more about the history of the craft, how they make it, to get to see like the live production in front of them. We want to facilitate and support the small workshops. How can we financially support them and give them facilities from like loans and banks where they can improve their work and they can produce more. One of the needs that we want to have a vocational training center in the city. We don't have any center that they teach olive carving. And we don't want to lose this craft in the future, because most of the young generation now, they go more into business and different businesses, and they are losing the craft that we inherited from our ancestors, like from the 4th century. And we want to keep this craft as part of our city history and heritage, that we want to have a craft vocational training where we can teach the young generation and keep it for the future.
Is finance a problem, buying olive wood, then having to leave it to dry for nearly a year, so you're laying money out?
Yeah, so the olive wood itself is really very expensive when you buy it, and because most of the craftsmen, they buy the wood during the olive harvest season, when after they just cut the old branches and they just keep it to dry So it will require like more time and for them like to start working with it. So the raw material is also one of the challenges that we have here now in this industry, because first it's very expensive to buy the raw material. Second, because we don't have a lot of olive wood now, because also it's related to the political situation that most of the olive fields are now annexed to the Israeli side, and there is a lot of olive tree uproots for the building of the settlements. So I think we will face a huge problem in the future, like keep a resource for the raw material.
How important are traditional crafts to this area, and do you fear that some crafts will actually die out?
So this craft is actually back to the 4th century, as I mentioned. Like it was started during the Byzantine era, when the pilgrimage started coming to the Holy Land. So the local people here in Bethlehem and Beit Sahour in particular, they started this craft by and like making crosses and nativity scene and selling it to the tourists. And then it developed, and now we have it since like thousands of years. And as I mentioned, also like most of the young generation now, they are going more into like IT businesses, technology, and they are losing this craft. But many families, they keep this as a family tradition that they inherited from their fathers and grandfathers, and they keep working on it. And this is what we hope, that the young generation will be more into this craft. And this is why we need to have like a vocational training center where people think that they have an opportunity instead of like they have an option like or plan B. Like if they are not going to the university, they can go to this vocational training center and learn about the craft. Yeah.
Does it take many years of work and practice to be skilled craftsmen?
It is actually. I am one of the people that I used to work in my summer vacation with my father, and it is a hard job. You need to be talented, and it's an art actually. So it requires a lot of energy and time to do the carving and to cut the wood and to shape it and to finish it. So it requires a lot of time of learning and practicing. Yeah.
Are the people of Beit Sahour happy to receive this prize?
Yeah, actually, we've been waiting this since a year almost, because we applied last year for this title. And people were very excited, but unfortunately it came in a very difficult time now with what we are facing with the COVID-19. We were planning that when we get the title, we will do a huge celebration and festival for the city and honor those who are working on this craft. But unfortunately, because of this, what we are passing through, we're not doing it. We're not doing it like a big event. But yeah, most of the people are like seeing hope in the future that we will get more tourists. It will be more easy for them to export this craft with the stamp of the World Craft City. And this will help them to promote it globally as well. So this title will help all these craft shops to promote the olive wood product as one of the products that was recognized as from this, like the World Crafts Council.
One of my questions was, has the coronavirus affected the industry? Of course, you're not getting tourists coming into Bethlehem at the moment.
For sure, most of the shops, if not all of the shops, actually have been shut down since the coronavirus, because the main market for this product is tourism. And now we are in a lockdown, and no single tourist now in Bethlehem. So we used to, 50% of the product was sold or in the souvenir shops. 40% of this product goes to the global market and exhibition, like the United States and Europe. They sell it in churches and exhibitions. And 10% goes to the Arab countries, like Gulf area. But now with the coronavirus, all these markets are closed and no tourists, so most of them are suffering now financially from the coronavirus.
What's your prayer for the future of the industry?
So my prayer always that we will get tourism back to the city, and the international will think about this industry as one of the main reasons of visiting the land. Like visiting the Holy Land here is not only visiting the dead stones, churches and museums. Like I pray that international, when they come here, they will just think about the local people who are living here, the living stones, and how can they support and make them make a sustainable life for them by buying the products and supporting the local economy. So I hope that we will overcome the coronavirus and things will back to normal, and this handcraft will be promoted globally as a world craft city, and we'll get more tourists as well. So this is my prayer.
Okay, Elias, thank you very much.
Thank you.